What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Seth. This is Marwan Gaming. Today we have a big episode. We are redoing this entire bottom floor and second floor. We will be getting way more reinforced iron plates because we need them desperately. But if you guys are excited about this, ready to go, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 100 subscribers by the end of the week. We can do it. I know it. You guys know it. Let's do it. Here we go. Alrighty guys, we are going to start off with a relatively large boop in today's video. This whole bottom tiered level floor is going to get redone in roughly 3, 2, 1. Alrighty guys, quick midway update here. We currently have a bunch of rows of smelters working. We have 6 total lines now of 120, which is good, of iron ore. And we have 6 lines of 4 smelters, which they currently do 30 and 30. So that would be input output of 30, as well as we got the 120 lines of the iron ingots all going to the back. This allows us for easy expansion. We just have to add smelters on, add the splitters on, and boom, Bob's your uncle. So that's good. It's really as simple as, like I said, you upgrade the belts on the other side. So when we get to like the 300 belts, we just add more on. We could add 10 per line instead of 4, which is great. And so these all go up to the side here. Currently we only have 3 running. But they should all be running exactly the way it should go. And then once we're up here, we have currently a set of 8 constructors per line of 120. We have 2 here. We have 1 line going on the bottom, 1 on the top, and technically it does the opposite 4. Does the 4 on each side. And so you have the first 8 and then the second 8, and then 1 more line there doing all iron rods. So we currently have 3 lines of 120 iron rods, which is fantastic. It's not currently getting 120 yet. You can see there's some gaps just because of the iron ingots just aren't there yet, but it'll get there eventually, and we will get all 120 lines. Currently they're just going into our resource sinks because we need some coupons. We currently have no coupons, and it'd be nice to get some out of the store. That's currently update number 1. Once this kind of irons out, no pun intended, we will break down the screws here. So if I just take an overview look here, we currently have obviously all the ingots being made down there. Coming up here, we're going to do these 3 sections of iron rods, and then we are going to use the other 3 lines to make the section of iron plates. I'm imagining this entire bottom section here, or the second level here, will just be for the iron rods, iron plates. We might end up making an expansion. However, we have 3 lines of 120 over there. That'll make, I think, 20. I forgot exactly what the numbers came out to, but anyway, it comes out to making 2 lines of 120, which is fine. It should come out fine, because we need more rods than we do iron plates, because of the screws need rods, and then the rotors need rods as well. And yeah, so that's where we're currently at right now. And yeah, I'm going to finish building this up. Currently we got these 3 in here. I think that might just use that as a separator. And then so this side will be used to make the iron plates. And then we will push that up to another floor that will be making our screws. I'm not really sure yet. We might make it kind of a half a layer. Not really sure what I'm going to do. But yeah, that's update number 1. I will be back with update number 2 very shortly. Alright, big update guys, big update. As you can tell, we have done major changes here. We have a much bigger smelting array at the bottom. Everything is currently based off 120 lines, which is great. And the nice thing is, once we update this to the 270 lines, I think for Mark III belts, all we got to do is just stack on 5 more smelters on each one of these arrays, and we will have a full 270 belt just flowing through on the back end, which is actually fantastic. Now the only thing is that the 270s don't go into 120s very well, which is unfortunate, but we'll deal with that when we get there. But as you can tell here, we have a massive smelting right down here. This red area here is I think 20 some constructors all making iron rods, as well as up on the top floor we have the iron plates all being made. And yeah, nothing is currently detailed out at the moment, but we'll get that in the next little bit here. Now the nice thing is, once we up this to 270 eventually, we can pretty easily just expand out this top piece, maybe even bring it out this way. We could do that. We could also just move these belts so that we could just extend these out. It's actually quite a nice pattern here, I might say so myself. So let's go take a look at that. Alrighty, up in the red section here where we're building all of our iron rods, you can see we have 3 complete lines of 120. We are completely using all the 3 120 lines of the iron ingots to being pushed in. Now the nice part is we have this flowing on this side of this one, and then we have a double stack in the middle, which I can show you here in just a second. So this one here is just doing a nice push down the middle to create the 2 lines here of the 120 of iron rods. And then when we combine it down the middle here, what's nice is that all we have to do is take one line, bring it underneath, supply 6, so 3 on each side, and then we drop down the next belt and supply the next 6 on the other side. It actually is a very nice compact design. I really like it. So I think it's actually very nice way to do it, especially when you're going to stack these. So really all we have to do when we want to extend this out, now the thing is we'll have to do some manipulating around here, but you know, it's still going to be producing 15. However, 270 divided by 15 is 18, so that means each one line could technically do 18 constructors. That's a lot of iron rods. Let's climb up here and get maybe a little better look at this. We have, like I said, this second line here coming up and then coming down and supplying into these 8. I said 6, but it was really 4 on each side. So that's currently 8. So the only downside is that when it turns into 18, like I said, 270 divided by 15 is 18 smelters. That would be 9 and 9 on each side. Oh yeah, no, that would technically work. You'd have 9, so you'd have 4, so you'd have this whole row plus 1 more, and then you could double it. That's a lot of constructors. But yeah, we'll cross that road when we get there. But this is still a expandable situation we have going on here. We just have to change where this upright, where the stack is coming from. We'll just extend it out to the end and then go down and then supply the next one. So we'd still technically just have 3 lines coming in, but they would all be 270, which would be amazing. All right, let's go fly over to the next area. All right, this is the next area. As you can see, it is labeled blue because it is making screws. We have a red area over here. So we have all the lines of our iron rods all coming down to here, all going into our constructors making screws. And we use the exact same design because in this case, this one was the 3 constructors. So currently there's 6 constructors taking the 10. So here we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. Okay, so we split one line of 120 into 2 and then supplied 3 and 3. And so technically, if I can get up there, well, maybe not. As you can see, the 120 belt comes down here, splits into 2, so we have our 2 60 lines, and so that is where I'm pretty much just kind of just dispersing it a little bit nicer. But when it comes out, we have 3 constructors making a full 120 line. So as you can notice, we're going to have a crap ton of screws being made. And that's an understatement. So currently we have only made this much on a single line, and yeah, as you can tell, there's a lot of lines over here. So we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 complete rows of 120 of screws. That is a total of, well, I guess we technically had 10, so that's a total of 1,200 screws. We are making 1,200 screws per minute in this tiny little factory. That's a lot of screws. We're only currently using 4 of them, which I'll show you upstairs in just a second, and then we are passing the rest here just into some awesome sinks just to get rid of them. Alright, now let's go up the next floor. Alrighty, up at the next level we have all of our reinforced iron plates being made. We currently don't have too many, however, there's still a fair amount being made. So if we come up onto one here, we're making 5 per minute for each one. They're all working at 100% capacity because I didn't mess it up this time. which is fantastic. So each 120 line is currently supplying full amount for two assemblers, making the 5. So currently we have 8 currently being made, and so that is a total of 40 reinforced iron plates per minute, which is actually not too bad. I'm okay with that. It's really not bad. We can expand that eventually. Currently we don't have enough iron plates being made. That's kind of our downfall. We got way too many screws, not enough iron plates. But anyway, we have a fair amount here. We can actually build now with level 2 belts, which is great. So as you can see, just over here we have all of our iron plates being made, which I did not cover yet. This is our white area, and currently we have all 3 lines, unfortunately, going into one level here. So as you can tell, we have 3 layers of belts on this one. Each one belt can do a total of, let's see, 4 smelters, or 4 constructors. So each one is now going into the 4 constructors. Pretty straightforward. You have your one belt down here, and that splits, and then this guy comes down, does the next 4, and then so forth and so forth. So again, this is definitely an expandable format. All you got to do is just change where this belt is coming down, because if you had 270 belts, you'd be able to do 9, which doesn't technically make it as nice, because 9 doesn't exactly work when you're splitting it half and half on both sides, which is unfortunate. Where the other one was 18, even amount, you can do 9 on both sides. This one's 9 total, and so it wouldn't quite work out this way, so maybe we'd have to adjust this one. But we definitely need to fix this eventually, because like I said, we're not producing near enough. We only have 2 lines of 120 belts being made for the iron plates. Not great. But anyway, guys, that's this update coming out here. We eventually are going to need to build Mark III belts, and that's going to require coal as well as iron ingots again. So we're gonna have to think about that, because the problem is that we don't have a lot of coal around this area, which is a bummer. I think the nearest bigger coal was either over here. I think there's a big coal area over there. Maybe it's down here. I'm not really sure. Our current coal factory is here. There might be coal over here. So we'll have to figure out where we're gonna build our steel factory. Now I know the big brain gamer would probably have started over here where all of the resources are, but we did not do that. That was kind of my mistake. At this point, maybe we just leave this here and we go start a different factory somewhere else. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So maybe we find a good spot that has a bunch of coal and a bunch of iron, and then we build a nice steel factory that's going to produce all of our steel. I think that's a fairly good idea. But anyway, in this case, I'm gonna take a little bit of time here, clean this factory up, kind of finish it off, and then I will be right back. Welcome back. Things are looking quite a bit different. Lots of colors, lots of squares. There's a weird ramp, but it's interesting. Don't have any catwalks yet, so once I get the catwalks, then it'll look a little bit nicer inside. But yeah, let's go take a peek. All right, so down here at the base of this monstrosity, which it doesn't actually touch the floor there. I'll fix that. That's not a problem. Yeah, so this is kind of the entrance, I guess, to all the different levels. So you come up this first level, and then you go out the door, and then there'll be a catwalk all the way around, most likely. I changed this color a little bit, made it a little bit lighter green. It looked a little harsh before. As you can see, we got some yellowness up on the roof, because we put all of our awesome sinks up there. So we took care of those. We moved those off of the screws currently, so we're not getting anything right now. But yeah, this was just kind of a fix up here. There's a lot of smoke in the way, so we're not really able to see much. But yeah, let's go up to the next floor. All right, so up here at the next floor, this is the like we said before, this was our iron rods factory. And yeah, we definitely be able to expand this out once we get more higher belts. That'll be fairly straightforward. That should be pretty good. But as you see, there's the blue room over there. We have a door right there, so eventually the catwalk will go right over there to that room. But then up on the next floor, like we had earlier, the same iron plates are over here. Again, we should be able to expand in this area if need be, and that should be pretty easy to do. And then we'll just expand out into that area. Again, there should be a door over there in order to exit. I think what I did was, yeah, there's a door over there. We could exit that way, and then you go outside next to all of our awesome sinks, and there's another door over there. So let me show you that in a second here. All right, yep, so this is the door here. There are all the awesome sinks. And then we can have a catwalk that comes down this way. We might have some belts running through here to bring stuff to the awesome sinks. Don't know yet. But in the meantime, here is the reinforced iron plates. God, I don't know why I can't think of the names of those very much. I struggle with that for some reason. But anyway, we'll be able to expand that out too. And then, so let's get back down. We also kind of fixed up the copper facility as well. As you can tell here, we kind of made a little bit of a path. This is the doorway that goes into our blue room. And actually, I put blue on the ceiling too. So literally, this is the blue room. Everything in here is blue. It looks very blue. So anyway, that comes down to here. And then this kind of crosses over. There is an entrance down there. Built a little pop-out areas here. But anyway, walk through this door. You get to the kind of the staircase, more or less. I don't know. It's a pretty large staircase. But then anyway, here's all of our copper ingots being made. Turned into wire, which is all good. Then you can go down to the bottom floor here. This is where the ingots are being made, so and forth, so forth, so forth. Anyway, but yeah, this is looking good. This is easily expandable. It's even right now. We have 220 lines coming in here, but we kind of split it into one. Don't know why we did that, but anyway. And this is just a little exit here. But that is everything. Take a little different view over here. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. The colors, not sure if I love them, but we can work around it. Not really sure yet. But yeah, I think the next thing to do is to start working on steel. So in next episode, we are gonna start working on steel. We're gonna find a nice place to put it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We definitely came a long ways. We have a lot done in today's episode. Pretty much we're going to need more. We have to get this, which means we need some modular frames. So we'll end up doing that. It's not too bad. It looks like it just takes more screws, which we are pushing up there right now. So we might just make a couple assemblers to do that. That would make 10 per minute. That should be okay. It should last us. Anyway, thanks guys for watching today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. I know you guys want to. I know you want to. But anyway, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you guys.